Many of our families stay connected for a long time, and we delight in seeing the progress children make as they grow toward adulthood. We are privileged today to hear from one of those families. We, Goodwill Leash Seals, met Boyd Douglas and his son Murph many years ago. When Murph needed our services, he came to us. He is 12 years old now, and Boyd and his family have done some time to reflect on what that help early on has meant to them, and especially to Murph. Here to tell us about it is Boyd Douglas Jr., Murph. Come on up, Murph.
My name is Murphy Douglas, and I'm in the 8th grade at St. Ignatius School. I was born 10 weeks premature. I spent over a month in the hospital in the NICU unit at South Alabama. Around 18 months, my mom noticed I wasn't progressing like I should. My mom brought me to doctor after doctor, and she still wasn't getting the answers. My parents took me to UAB, and after 2 full days of tests, I was diagnosed as severely developmentally delayed with a sensory disorder. My doctor in Birmingham said I would never be able to attend school that my brother and sister went to. He also said that I wouldn't be in a mainstream class. The doctors told my parents to enroll me in early intervention. I started speech therapy and occupational therapy when I was 2. When I started, I could not even say one word. After starting speech, I started saying more and more words. I also started occupational therapy because of my sensory disorder. Now I will say I did not like that therapy at all. All kinds of textures and sounds would bother me, so my therapist would put my hand in shaving cream, dirt, all kinds of things I didn't like. Once I aged out of early intervention, my therapist told my mom to find the perfect preschool for me. They toured every preschool in the city. I still received speech and occupational therapy, and even went to an eating clinic from the school system. After preschool, I was able to be in a mainstream classroom at the school my siblings attended. Since then, I've attended St. Ignatius, and I will graduate this year. I'm doing great, but I don't really want to brag about myself, so I asked my principal, Mr. Blackburn, to talk about me.
Thank you all so much. And before I talk about this, I'd love to take credit for this, but this is you guys. We're so proud of Murphy. Boyd asked me the other day to do this, and I started to make a list, and unfortunately, I'm not one of those great public speakers, so I started making a list, and it got longer and longer and longer. And let me tell you a little bit about this success story right here. Murphy is indeed an outstanding student, top of his class. Since I've known him, I've been principal for 5 years. He's only made A's, straight A's, and everything. Murphy was selected as a Duke Tip Scholar. If you're not familiar how that process goes, you have to have one of your sub-scores on a standardized test be a 95th percentile or higher. All of Murphy's are 95th percentile or higher. He's been chosen for the National Honor Society. He's been in the Student Government Association. He's traveled to Washington, D.C., rubbed elbows with Senator Sessions, Congressman Byrne, which a lot of us don't have the privilege of doing. Last year, Murphy was a member, one of the only 7th grade members of our Scholars Bowl team and our Science Bowl team, which finished very highly. First of all, our Scholars Bowl team finished 3rd in the state, won the Scholastic-wide challenge, which is all the schools in the Mobile area. They were first place in their region. They won the state championship in Science Bowl at Alabama School last year, got to travel to Washington, D.C., and finished in their division up there. They actually beat the team that wound up going on to the finals. And another trip to Washington for Murphy. Last year, Murphy's competed every year in something we compete in as a school called the Catholic Math League. And part of that is a test that happens, I think, 4 times a year, and their cumulative scores added up. And last year, before our last award ceremony, about a day or 2 before, we got notice that Murphy was in the top 3 in our region, which goes from Louisiana to Virginia for Catholic schools our size in the 7th grade, which is an amazing accomplishment for him. And I want to say all of his accomplishments are not academic. Murphy participates in basketball. I know we were talking at the table, he's got a basketball game in the 90s worried about. He's run cross country for St. Ignatius. He's a member of our Lifesavers club at school, and if you're not familiar with that group, they support pro-life movement. They're courageous young men and women who pray at the abortion clinic Mobile at special times during the year, and they'll be doing so again in Lent. But I'm going to tell you a little story about Murphy when I was most proud of him, not just all those awards and everything. At the beginning of the year, Murphy had an accident where he broke his hip. And Boyd and Laura and I were worried. His 8th grade year, he's got to start his 8th grade year. Is he going to make it to class? Is he going to be able to get up those cement stairs? If you know St. Ignatius, I don't have a broken hip. I don't like going up and down those cement stairs. And so getting in touch with the teachers, we thought Murphy was going to have to be isolated for a while, sit in the library, sit in the art room, or sit in the science lab. 2 weeks later, I'm talking to teachers, they go, what do you mean Murphy's been up and down the stairs? He's going to class. It was more important for Murphy to be with his classmates, to go to his class, study, go to mass, than anything else. I kept emailing Laurie, God, he's a trooper, he's a trooper. It's amazing. To say this young man is the complete package is an understatement. And we are so proud of him every day. Have I embarrassed you enough? Okay. Thank you all so much.
My parents and I really feel strongly that early intervention transforms lives. I just want to thank all the people who work at Goodwill Easter Seals and for all the people who donate to Goodwill Easter Seals. I would not be here today without Goodwill Easter Seals. Thank you all.